Okay, so we're going to talk about the Alvin and the Chipmunks 2015 show. Now, oh boy, we've got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. So we are going to talk mainly about season 5 and how that's progressing at the moment. Ugh. You can hear my reaction to this. It's not that great. So we're going to get into it. So season 5, would I say it's a great season? No, it's the weakest. It's the worst and the weakest season I have ever seen from this show. And that's saying something, and that's saying something to me because I'm a big fan of the Chipmunks. And that's saying something when it comes from me, of course. So, yeah, that's pretty hard. But are the episodes great? No, they're really bad. Like, really, really bad. I don't know why the episodes are so bad. Like, there's a lot of pee jokes and a lot of bathroom jokes and a lot of fart jokes. I don't know why that is. I don't think older audiences want to see that happen. I just don't, there's no reason for it. There's no call for it either. So I don't know why, basically, like, they're in there, it's just not right. And it hasn't gotten better, unfortunately. Some of the episodes are not that great. Like, bubble wrap, you've got, like, I think, like, the show went down under when it was down under, get it? Down under when bubble wrap aired, when Love Song aired, when, there's a couple of new ones that they did, but those are just going down the drain as well, and it's very unfortunate for the show. And you're probably thinking, it's the #1 show in the US, it's the #1 show in the UK, and it's the #1 show on Nickelodeon, which is great, but you got to think, what about now? Has the show changed? Not really. I mean, they've done some really cool, clever things, I can say that, but they haven't progressed in any way. That's what I'm trying to say. So even though the show is a chaos and a disaster, and I think the Chipmunks and the Chipettes know this as fans, as we are watching the show, it's just not that great. It's not that great. And I don't know why every episode has to focus on Theodore. I don't know why that is. Because Theodore's not the main character. Alvin's the main character, so I don't know why. Theodore episodes aren't my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of Theodore. You might be, but I'm not a huge fan of Theodore. So to me, it's hard because Theodore's not my favorite. I don't know why all the episodes evolve around him. They should evolve around Alvin because he's the main character of the show. But I think they're probably running out of ideas for Alvin. That's kind of sad. But also, Alvin gets mistreated in the show a lot. Like there's instances like when he was, on a leash, and I'm like, why is Alvin on a leash? Like he is not. I feel like that's sort of not great to see that. I don't like that. Like, why is Alvin on a leash? He's not a dog. He's not a cat. He is a chipmunk. He shouldn't be on a leash. But I feel like the mistreating of Alvin is not the creator's fault. It's Nickelodeon's fault, technically. They should not let this happen. And I don't know who's running it. There's this feed that they do before the end of the episode to make sure everybody's okay. I don't know who's behind it, but they've really got to get their act together and control. So, yes, but also, besides that, the music is not that great either. I mean, you might digress, you might love the music of the show, but to me, you see, I'm more of an R&B person, and I like all the live-action songs that they did of the covers as well, so I'm an R&B person, but sometimes the songs are catchy, I must admit, but they're not the greatest. I don't like them doing their own songs. It's just really, this whole season's cringeworthy. It's very cringeworthy. When I was watching episodes, I'm like, it's very cringeworthy. Yeah, but, no, it's not that great. But I think what makes Alvin Chipmunks, of course, is that, celebrities. They don't really have a lot of celebrities. They're not really singing a lot in some of the episodes. Sometimes they do, sometimes they're not. But they're the strongest when they're singing or performing. And yes, I do agree they should have ended at the Christmas episode because it would just make our lives so much easier if they did that. But it didn't. It's so stupid. I don't know why they wouldn't consider that. But they're strongest when they're performing, when they're singing on stage as well. That's when they're strongest. But also the adventure part comes into it as well. Because people have to say they need more adventure, because Alvin Chipmunks, you think of adventure when you think of Alvin, you know, that mischievous kind of personality, you think of adventure. And there's been some episodes that have involved adventure, and, you know, it's great. But I feel like they're missing the foot in that, but, like, also, like, you know, they're missing the foot in everything that they do with the show. And we just don't want to see the Chipmunks in school a lot. It's very boring when they're in school, like Ask the Squeakquel. That's another movie for their default as well. But it's better when they're doing adventurous stuff. And we need more of that in the show. I do feel like we need more of that instead of living suburban lives and stuff. It's just really weird to see the Chipmunks live suburban, normal lives with chaos and ruins. So it's very weird. But yes, but those are my thoughts on season 5. What do you think of the show? You know, like I said, it's a disaster. Also, I forgot to mention that this is becoming more of a babysitting show, I must admit. It's becoming more like, you know, you can plop your kids, younger kids, in front of the TV and just, you know, sit them down and watch this. Like, I have no interest in watching the show anymore. It's very cringeworthy. So, besides that, make sure to like, share, subscribe to our vlogs. Also, follow my Instagram for more updates. And also, hit that notification bell to get more updates, guys.